Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to paint 3 different watercolor skies. Let's jump right in. So first I'm going to show you all what not to do. It's a common mistake. People just paint in their sky the same color, blue, usually if it's a daytime sky, and it adds no depth to the picture and becomes a flat background. Instead, what we're going to do is start with a wet on wet canvas. So wet your canvas and make it damp but not overly soggy. And then we're going to go in with our darkest color blue. We're going to create kind of a gradient in the sky. Typically a daytime sky goes from a really dark blue to an almost white, light colored blue because of how the horizon works. So we're going to go in with our darkest blue and fill about the top third of that square, which would be our background and actual picture. And then we'll go in with a medium tone blue and then blend those two together so they sit nice and seamlessly on the paper. Now because we're working wet on wet, our colors are going to blend together really nicely and have a natural gradient. We're then going to go in with our lightest blue along the bottom, and then once we're done applying that light blue, we're just going to keep brushing up to get that really nice gradient all the way up the page. As you can see from the left on the right, we already have a really nice deep sky. It's still a daytime sky, it's still a perfect backdrop for your paintings, but now it looks a lot more believable and deep. Now if we were to do a sunset following the same technique with wet on wet, we would want to kind of fade from a dark or medium blue all the way down to an orange or pink. So we'll go from our darkest blue to a medium blue to a yellow to a orange in this example. Now we have wet on wet for this example, and you'll see that the colors are a little bit more muted. So depending on the tone of your painting, you may want to do wet on wet. For a little bit more of a vibrant sunset, I'll show you that here in a minute, you want to do dry on wet. So we're going in with our wet watercolor on our wet paper. Again, placing down those colors for our sunset and then blending them all together once they're on the page. So you can see how that blending really makes it seamless. You do run the risk here of making your colors look brown or muddy if there's too big of a jump between colors, so keep that in mind when you're choosing which colors to blend. For our final tutorial, we're going to do a dry on wet, which means dry paper and wet paint. So we're going to go in with the same colors that we had for our last sunset, but with that dry paper we're going to get a much more vibrant looking sunset than before. So we went in with our blue, now we're going in with that same shade of yellow and doing a little bit of blending there. After that, we're going to, again, hit it with that yellow, and then fade to an orange and a pink for the final part here. Once that pink's down at the bottom, again, we'll go ahead and blend everything up. It won't blend as seamlessly as with the wet on wet colors, but you can see that it gets the job done. And you have a much more vibrant looking sunset background. So that is our 4 skies. We've got bland and boring, what you shouldn't do, a nice daytime gradient, a more muted sunset depending on the tone of your painting, and a vibrant sunset. Thank you.